أولى ثانوي. فرصة جديدة وحلم جديد وهنعديها بالتأكيد، وهنعديها بالتأكيد. أولى ثانوي.
Welcome dear student to our channel Madrasetna 3 under the supervisions of Ministry of Education. أعزائي طلاب الصف الأول الثانوي، أهلا بكم في حلقة جديدة من تدريس الأحياء باللغة الإنجليزية تحت إشراف وزارة التربية والتعليم. Okay. Now we are going to focus about the main point that related to in this lessons, talking about the type of animal tissue. Okay. Learning outcome. Okay. By end of this lesson, students should be identify the different type of animal tissue. Number 2, differentiate between the different animal tissue. Okay, that's right. Animal tissue. The last episode study the specific types of the plant tissue. 2 types, simple tissue, for example, parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. And another types, complex tissue. Restricted only xylem and phloem, so it's called vascular tissue. Why? Because it plays an important role in transporting the water and the mineral salts that's represented in the xylems, transporting the nutrients that's representing in the phloems. Now we are going to study about another type of animal tissue. In animal tissue, there is a simple tissue. Yes, that's right. And another type is complex tissue. We can classify the specific types of the animal tissue. Number 1, animal tissue is classified into, number 1, epithelial tissue. What the meaning of epithelials? Lining. For example, lining supplementary canals. Lining trachea, that's secreting mucus, play an important role in trapping the microbe and pathogens. Okay, that's right. Epithelial tissue is classified in 2 types. Number 1, simple epithelial tissue. What is the type of the simple epithelial tissue? Number 1, columnar epithelial tissue. Number 2, cuboidal epithelial tissue. Number 3 is squamous epithelial tissue. These 3 types is related to only simple epithelial tissue. Another type of the simple epithelial tissue is called stratified squamous epithelial tissue. Okay, another types. So the animal tissue can be differentiated into 4 basic types, where each of them is adapted to function at performing the following. Epithelial tissue is classified in 2 types, simple epithelial tissue, compound stratified epithelial tissue. Simple epithelial tissue is divided in 3 types. Simple squamous epithelial tissue, simple cuboidal tissue, simple columnar tissue. Another types of complex epithelial tissue or compound epithelial tissue is called compound stratified epithelial tissue. What the meaning of stratified? Stratified, layer above layer above layer above layers. Okay? For example, the compound stratified epithelial tissue, stratified squamous tissue. That's right. Okay. Okay, that's right. Animal tissue can be differentiated into 4 basic types, where each of them adapted for the function performing as. Another type, it's called connective tissue. What is the type of connective tissue? The type of connective tissue is classified according to the type of interior cellular space that found between them. May be solid, may be liquid, may be semi-solid. So it's can classified according to the type of tissue, the interior cellular substance found between them. Connective tissue. Number 1, proper connective tissue. What the mean of the proper? Correctly. It is stronger, found in the mesentery and found in the dermis layers that found in the skins. Another type of connective tissue is called skeletal connective tissue. What's the meaning of skeletal? Related to upper limb and lower limb. Another type of the connective tissue, it is called vascular connective tissue. What's the meaning of vascular? Transporting. As the xylem and the phloem in the plant transporting the nutrients and water and mineral salts in the human or animals, the blood play an important role in transporting the another type of the substance, nutrients, oxygen, carbon dioxide. Okay. So the connective tissue is connective tissue, proper losing connective tissue. Number 2, skeletal connective tissue. Number 3, vascular connective tissue. Connective tissue is proper found in the skin dermis and the mesentery. What the mean of the mesentery? Mesentery, a specific type of connective tissue, is connecting all body parts that found in the mesentery and found in the small intestine, especially that found in ileums. That's right. Another type is skeletal connective tissue, bone and cartilage. Okay, bone and cartilage. That's right. Vascular connective tissue, that's represent specific two types, blood and lymph. Okay, right. Okay, that's right. Okay, that's right. Another type of animal tissue, it's called muscular tissue. What is the ability of the muscular to adapt it to make their functions? It may be cylindrical shape. It consists of a main building unit. It's called the muscle fibers, and classified in 3 types: smooth muscles, number 1. Number 2, cardiac muscles, skeletal muscle. Smooth, it's called involuntary, can't move willingly. Another type is skeletals, voluntary. Cardiac muscles, striated and involuntary muscles. Okay. Animal tissue, another types. Animal tissue can be differentiated into 4 basic types, where each one of them is adapted to functions performing as follows. Muscular tissue is divided in 3 types: smooth muscles. Number 2, skeletal muscles. Number 3, cardiac muscles. And finally, the last types of the animal tissue is called nervous tissue. Okay, that's right. Okay, now we are going to explaining each lessons alone. That's right. Number 1, epithelial tissue. What the mean of the epithelial? A specific type of tissue lining all body parts, lining sub-elementary canal, digestive canals, or trachea. It consists of adjacent cells, neighboring cells each others, and somewhat interior cellular space. Okay, that's right. Locations, it covers outer surface of the body and lining digestive canal, supplementary, and trachea. Okay, structures, they are composed of a great number of closely adjacent cells that are connecting together by a little interstitials or interior cellular substance. That means that it's cells, adjacent to each cells, adjacent to each cells. Between each cells, intercellular substance. Okay? So it's lining all body parts. For example, digestive canal supplementary, starting from the mouth, ending with the anus. Okay? For this, it's called digestive canal supplementary canals. That's representing mouth lining tissue. It's called the epithelial tissue. Esophagus, pharynx starting, then esophagus, stomach, small intestine, and large intestine. Okay? Locations, it's covered the outer surface of the body or line the body's internal cavity. That's right. Okay. What is the function of the epithelial tissue? The function of the epithelial tissue is adapted according to the type of cells that found in it. Okay? For example, maybe play an important role in absorption of the waters and digestive food. That related to only stomach and the small intestine. Why? Because in the stomach, digestion's protein is a start. Digestion of the protein is a start. That's right. And in the small intestine, complete finally digestions and absorptions of the food. So it's play an important role absorbing waters and digestive food. Number 2, lining all body parts that's represented in the skin epidermis. Skin epidermis is considered the first line of defense to protect the body against the invasions of microbes and pathogens, to prevent it in enter to the body and the penetration the cells that found in the human being. So it's lining all body parts. It's called skin epidermis cells and protect the body against the invasions of microbes and pathogens, and they play an important role in other functions in malleable of the skin. Okay, malleable, flexibility. That's right. Another types, it's called play an important lining supplementary canals. For example, lining the supplementary canal digestive system, be west and play an important role in the be moistened, welt, all times, not exposing to the throat. Another types of the lining, it's called the trachea. Trachea is lining from inside with the epithelial tissue. It's called, epithelial tissue. Moist is the trachea to trapping the microbes and to contain the cell, eject the microbe outside the body. Okay, that's right. Functions, they performing the different functions depending on their site in the body, such as absorbing waters and digested food and in the lining of the digestive canals. Protecting the cells which they covers from harms, drought, that means that not flexibility, and pathogens and microbes as in the skin epidermis. Secreting the mucus to keep the cavity that the lining is smooth and moist and in the lining of the digestive canals. That's right. Okay. We can divide it by these figures in front of you. Please pay attention, dear student, and focus on the screens. We can classify the simple epithelial tissue. Number one, simple squamous tissue. It consists of one cells of flattened layers. It's found in the wall of alveoli. Why? Because the wall of alveoli gas exchanges occur in it. And lining the blood capillaries. So it's called squamous epithelial tissue. Locations, it's found in the walls of the alveoli. It's found in the blood capillaries. Okay? It consists of one layer of flattened cells. Okay, one layer. So it's called simples, one type of flattened cells. Another type of the simple coiopedial cells, coiopedial tissue, it consists of one layer of coiopedial cells found in the kidney. Location in kidney consists of one layer of coiopedial cells. Another types, simple columnar tissue. Okay, columnars. Okay, columnars. What the meaning of columnars? Amudi. It's found in the small intestine and the stomach. So it's play an important role in digestion process and the absorption process that occur inside the small intestines. Okay, simple squamous tissue, one layer of flattened cells, lining the endothelium of the blood capillaries and the wall of the alveoli in the lungs. Another types, simple coiopedial tissue, one layers of coiopedial cells. Okay, now we are going to focus in this part. Simple squamous tissue, one layer of flattened cells. That means that flattened, okay? One layer type, so it's called as simple. Basement, membranes, subepithelial tissue, cell nuclei. Each cell is contained nuclei, that's right. Locations, lining endotheliums of the blood capillaries and the walls of alveoli in the lung. Lining alveoli. Bronchi, divided two trachea, divided into bronchi. Each bronchi is divided bronchioles, ending finally with the alveoli. Alveoli found each lung. Each lung contains 600 million of alveoli to make gas exchanging. So this specific type of tissue, it's called squamous, found in the wall of alveoli to make helping in the gas exchanging that occur inside the wall of alveoli. Another types, simple coiopedial tissue. One layer of coiopedial cells, site, in the lining of the kidney tubules. Kidney play an important role in the nephrons and reabsorptions of waters and make filters from the poisonous substance, urea, and another poisonous substance. So it's found abundantly in the kidney tubules. Another types of the tissue, simple epithelial tissue, it's called simple columnars. That means that columnars, amudi. One layer of columnar cells. Lining of the stomach and intestines. What the mean of intestines? That means that ileums specifically that occur the absorptions and digestion the food finally it's occur inside it. That's right. Okay. Another types of the epithelial tissue. It's called compound or stratified epithelial tissue. What the mean of stratified? Layer above layer above layer above layers. Found in the skin. Cover all body systems. The three present in epidermis cells. The first layer, it consists of the cells. Okay, in the skin. Skin is considered the first line of defense to protect the body against invasions, microbe and pathogen to prevent enter to it. So the stratified or compound squamous epithelial tissue found in this. This figures, the three present stratified squamous. That means that each cell is stratified above each cell, above each cell, above each cell. Marsusa. Okay, that's right. Examples, the stratified squamous tissue is consisted of several layers of the compacted cells above each other. Its surface layer is the squamous, Cite the tissue of the skin, epidermis. Okay, that's right. Okay, another types of cells, tissue. Okay, pay attention, please. Focus about this point, please. Choose the correct answer. This assessment for you, especially to make about when you understand these lessons carefully, yes or no. Pay attention, please, and follow me. Okay? Pay attention, please. Choose the correct answers. Figure number 1, representing epithelial tissue. Simple squamous, A. B. Simple columnars, simple cuboidals, stratified squamous. Pay attention, please. Simple squamous, no, it's found in the blood capillary and wall of alveoli. Figure 1 and 2 doesn't represent one of them. Simple columnar, that's right. This is the best answer. Why? Because the figure 1 represents the columnar cells that found in the small intestines or the stomach. So the best answer is a simple. But C or D not appropriate for these answers. Why? Because cuboidal found in the kidney and the stratified found in the skin. Okay, that's right. Okay, the best answers, it's simple columnars is that found in the figure number 1. Okay, another questions. Another questions. Choose the correct answers. Where may the tissue number 2 be represent? Tissue number 2, that's represent stratified. That means that H cells above H cells. Lining of the stomach, surface layer of the skins, lining of the kidney tubules, lining of the blood capillary. The best answers, surface layer of the skin, because it's stratified. That's right. Okay. Another types of tissue is called connective tissue. What's the meaning of connective tissue? Tissue is that connecting all body parts with each other. It's divided according to the interior cellular substance between them. Baby, liquid, semi-solid, solid. Okay? Types. They are divided according to the kind of interior cellular substance into 3 types. Okay, that's right. Differentiation of the cell and diversity of animal tissue. Number 1, connective tissue. Probers, skin dermis, vascular, blood and lymph, skeletal, connective tissue, cartilage, and bones. That's right. Differentiation of the cell and diversity of animal tissue. Connective tissue probers, losing connective tissue, is characterized by most widespread types. It's gathered between being fairly solid and cute, elastic, semi-solid functions, connecting the different body tissue and organ with each other. Site is found under the skin. For example, the proper connective tissue in the dermis. There is a specific type, epidermis, surface layers. Dermis related to the proper connective tissue. Another type of connective tissue, it's called the skeletal connective tissue. That's representing, okay, bone and cartilage. Okay, characteristic, interior cellular substance solid. The position of the calcium, especially, it's found in the bones, cartilage, less calcium found in it. So the interior substance is solid, in which calcium deposited in the case of the bones. Function, supporting the body, including bone and cartilage. That's right. Vascular connective tissue, specific types of the connective tissue, and the third types is called the vascular, transporting. That's represented into types, blood and lymph. What the mean of lymph? Lymph, that means that yellow water fluid filter from the plasma, enter to the blood through the heart and pumping it to all the body parts. It's contained, that represents the first, the defending body, which contains the large amount of the lymphocytes that found in it. Okay, characteristic, interior substance as the fluid functions, transporting digestive food, gases, and excretory substance, intercluding blood and lymph. That's right. Finally, we can make assessment, choose the correct answers. Which of the following tissue is affected first in the person suffering from the stomach ulcers? That means that columnars, epithelial cells. The best answer is B. Okay. Another types of the questions, which of the following doesn't consist of connective tissue? Pavlons of out ears is the type of connective tissue that represent cartilage. Number 2, B, lymph, skin epidermis, skin dermis. Okay, that's the best answer, the skin epidermis. Why? Because it related to the stratified epithelial tissue, not connective tissue. That's right. Now we are going to focus about this lesson through the abstract in this episode, through the whiteboard. Pay attention me, please. And now we are going to focus and make abstract about this episode through the light board. Follow me, please, dear student. This is abstract about this episode that's related to animal tissue. Animal tissue, it consists of different type of tissue. Number one, epithelial tissue. What the meaning of epithelials? Lining all the body parts. For example, lining alimentary canals, digestive alimentary canals. Lining trachea, that's secreting mucus to trap in the microbe and pathogens. Okay? We can classify it first type. It's called epithelial tissue. You see, epithelial tissue is classified to simple and compound. Okay. Number one, simple epithelial tissue. This consists of one cells on flattened layers. Okay, simple epithelial tissue. Number one, simple epithelial tissue. Number one is squamous. Squamous epithelial blood is that found in the blood capillary or wall of alveoli. This specific type of the simple epithelial tissue, it consists of only one flattened layers. So it's found abundantly in the blood capillary and wall of alveoli to make the gas exchanging easily. Number two, according to the types of the simple epithelial tissue, columnars. Columnars, that means that, examples that, okay, columnars. This nucleus and the cells, columnars, okay. Columnar epithelial tissue consists of one columnar layers of cells found abundantly in the stomach and the small intestine. Play an important role in absorption of waters, absorption of the digestive food. This is the main functions of the epithelial tissue. The third types, it's called from the simple epithelial tissue, cuboidal epithelial tissue. Consists of cubes, that's cuboidal tissue. Okay? Found on kidney, two absorptions of waters from nephrons that found the kidney. Consists of one layer of the cuboidal cells. So it's called a simple epithelial tissue. Another types, depending on another types of the epithelial tissue, it's called compound epithelial tissue. It's called stratified schema. What do I mean with stratified? Layers, above layers, above layers, above layer, above layer. So it is called stratified. Stratified squamous epithelial tissue. Found abundantly in the skin, the epidermis. Skin epidermis. Specifically the skin epidermis, so it's cover all body parts to protect the body from the invasions, microbe, and the pathogens. So it's play an important role in the first line of defense. This is specific types of the stratified squamous epithelial tissue. Okay, this is types, first types, it's called epithelium, related to epitheliums. Another type from the animal tissue, it's called connective tissue. Okay, connective tissue is classified according to the interior cellular space between each one of them, may be liquid, that's as the vasculars found in the blood and lymph, may be solid, that's found in the skeletal system, bone, and the cartilage, may be semi-solid, that's found in the proper connective tissue in the mesentery and the dermis. Thanks a lot for you, dear student. I wish see you again in the best wishes for me, Mr. Hatem, biology teacher. Thanks a lot for you and goodbye.
أولى ثانوي، فرصة جديدة وحلم جديد وهنعديها بالتأكيد، وهنعديها بالتأكيد. أولى ثانوي.